after that thrilling and nerve-wracking part of the show that we all just witnessed with Fatoumata Sonko, all the way from Kerserin, who is representing her husband, we're here now to do the third draw of the show to see who will be here next week, Monday. I'll do nothing, of course, but just to let this keep running and see who our third lucky winner will be, who will grace the stage with us here next Monday. 980-1379. 980-1379 is the third lucky winner. Whoever you are, we shall find you and bring you here next week Monday to grace this wonderful seat. We hope, we pray that you fare better than Fatoumata did. From me, good night. Thank you all for your wonderful watching, and we'll see you here next week Monday. Goodbye.
School children from various post-primary institutions patiently wait in line to enter the Fondation Félix Houphouët-Boigny in Yamoussoukro, the political and administrative capital of Côte d'Ivoire. For these future leaders, this day has a huge significance. It presents a rare opportunity to see the leaders of today and be part of history. The occasion was the 42nd Ordinary Summit of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Coming at a time the region is facing considerable threat from extremism, the summit was expected to focus on peace and security, which has become a global issue. As such, many countries and organizations from all over the world registered some presence at the summit. The region literally converged on Yamoussoukro as the legendary town built by the iconic president of Côte d'Ivoire, the late Félix Houphouët-Boigny, turned another page in its history. The ordinary people of the said city had a prominent presence, and the hall resounded with their cheers as ECOWAS chairman President Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire led his colleagues into the amphitheater of the foundation. President Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso, Yaya Jammeh of the Gambia, John Dramani Mahama of Ghana, Alpha Conde of Guinea, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf of Liberia, Mamadou Issoufou of Niger Republic, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan of Nigeria, Macky Sall of Senegal, Ernest Bai Koroma of Sierra Leone, and 4 Esozimna Nyasingbe of Togo were in attendance, as well as Interim President Manuel Serifo Namajo of Guinea-Bissau and Interim President Diokunda Traoré of Mali, while Benin Republic and Cape Verde were represented. They were joined by Presidents Idriss Déby Itno of Chad, Pierre Nkurunziza of Burundi, and Mohamed Ould Abdelaziz of Mauritania, as well as Prime Minister of Morocco, Abdelilah Benkiran. The president of the UEMOA Commission was also in Yamoussoukro for the summit, as well as representatives of the UN, AU, EU, Algeria, Canada, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, France, Italy, Libya, Spain, the UK and USA. The summit opened with a minute silence in honor of members of the Allied forces killed in Mali in battles with extremists, as well as General Khalifa Diallo, Chief of Defense Staff of Guinea, and 10 others killed in a helicopter crash in Liberia on the 11th February 2013. In opening the summit, ECOWAS chairman and host President Alassane Ouattara, who was rounding off his first term in office, reviewed political, economic and social developments in the region in 2012 during his tenure. He said the 42nd summit provided a platform to review and give impetus to regional integration, peace and security.
Grâce à votre soutien et à celui de la communauté internationale, nous avons pu rétablir la normalité constitutionnelle.
Thanks to your efforts and that of the international community, we have been able to restore constitutional normality in these two countries through this process of political transition that is still under execution. The result, which will soon manifest in the coming month, is the organization of credible and transparent presidential election and legislative election and the return of democracy in these two countries, Mali and Guinea-Bissau. The lessons learned from the crisis in Mali and Guinea-Bissau was the height of the various sacrifices made first by people of these countries.
Neighbors and friends of West Africa spoke up in support of the region. President Idriss Déby of Chad addressed the summit, acknowledging the loss of some members of Chad's military contingent in Mali, but reiterated commitment to the total liberation of that country.
Je voudrais m'adresser aux autorités de transition, aux leaders politiques, à la société civile et aux soldats.
I would like to address the leaders of the transition, political leaders and civil society to embrace the power of dialogue and conditions for national reconciliation. For my brother Diokonde Traoré, I would like to give you our support. It's a matter of choosing to put down arms. To you, my brothers, the Malian military, your place is in front to finish your rightful mission. That is to say, the defense of the sovereignty and integrity of Mali, both in the north and in the borders with Algeria.
Prime Minister of Morocco, Abdelilah Benkiran, delivered a message of solidarity with the region from King Mohammed VI. He commended ECOWAS initiatives and mobilization, which culminated in the United Nations Resolution 2085 on Mali, that is now being implemented by France and AFISMA forces. King Mohammed urged ECOWAS to pursue the post-conflict stage in Mali in the areas of mediation, facilitation, protection and stabilization, while seeking a change in the status of AFISMA to a UN peacekeeping operation.
La CEDEAO ne pourra objectivement accomplir cette mission historique sans un soutien.
Needless to say, ECOWAS cannot carry out this historic mission without significant and appropriate political, financial and logistical support. In this regard, the Kingdom of Morocco will continue to fulfill its obligations both at bilateral level as part of a solidarity-based vision and at the international level as a partner for peace and security in the region.
The African Union and the United Nations were also deeply concerned about the political crisis in Guinea-Bissau and the conflict in Mali. Ambassador Said Djinnit, representative of the UN Secretary-General in West Africa, alluded to the fact that the UN has been considering proposals for the conversion of AFISMA to a UN peacekeeping force.
Président Diokonde Traoré a écrit au secrétaire général des Nations Unies pour lui demander.
President Diokonde Traoré wrote to the United Nations Secretary General to ask him to support the accelerated deployment of AFISMA in line with the Resolution 2085 and put in motion the transition to a United Nations peacekeeping operation. In response to that letter, the Secretary